I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my product review videos. In today's video, we're going to be doing a first impression of the YardMax 1.6 cubic foot concrete mixer. So we got this concrete mixer to help us with rebuilding our fence. So it's a relatively small scale job. We wouldn't use this mixer for, laying a sidewalk or pavement, because this would be way too small for that kind of job. But in our case, we're doing ours very piecemeal, so we only need 1 or 2 bags of concrete at a time. So that's why we're using this concrete mixer, and we're gonna get right to trying it out. So I have my bag of concrete here. It's some stucco. It's a 60-pound. I believe this can hold a 60 or 80-pound bag, but no more than that, or else you won't be able to mix it easily. And there's instructions that go with this, but this is a machine. You use the machine as you will, and you can push it to however you want. If you mix concrete, you want to tilt it to the second or third position, or if you're mixing mortar, you want to tilt it to the first or second position. And to tilt it, you pull this back and you rotate it. So for concrete, it's either the second or third. I'm going to do second. And we're going to put in the concrete. Now, the order is actually interesting. On the instructions, you'll see that it says add the gravel first, the cement and the sand. No, this depends on your ingredient. And then add water. But a lot of comments say that if you add the dry ingredients first, it clumps up very easily. So we're going to try adding water first. I think my intuition is to add a little bit of water, then add the dry ingredients, and then add water and see what the consistency is like. My dad hypothesizes, what if we add all the water at once? And then it starts out easily mixing it. So we have our bucket of water here, or just a bucket right now. And I have my water here. So we're gonna get right to it. Okay. Yeah, this is like enough for me. I mean, between me, I was like, oh, add a little bit. My dad was like, add a lot. As long as you get like in between, it's good. So first I'm going to put in the water. I think I'll dump all of it. While I'm here, let me also test out the seal, because we tightened it, right? But is it leaking? Doesn't look like it's leaking. Let's turn it on. Looks like it is leaking. Well, that's not good. That means that we'll have to tighten it more. Okay, so we're gonna tighten it now. And I think worst case, even if we don't get all of the, even if we don't get it fully tightened, we have a few solutions that we can try out. One, we can let the concrete itself create that seal that we need. We can seal it with like caulk or something, or just be okay with it, because I think in general, like, the concrete is gonna get thick enough that it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna leak through it. And if you look closely, like, some of the seals aren't really even there. Like, some of the gaskets have a bit of an opening, so I think it'll be okay. This is such a small scale operation that it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now it's tightened. We're gonna test it again. If it leaks again, we're just going to note it in the video, but we're just going to continue. Okay, well, I don't think it's leaking. I mean, you see water splashing, but that's probably like residual water. In any case, it doesn't matter. Actually, it's already at the level that we need it to mix the concrete, so let's keep it running. So I'm gonna have a bit of a hard time holding the concrete because I'm coming off the back of like a pretty tough work day. I just cleaned up that section over there. So mind me if I have a bit of a hard time lifting this. So this is a bit tough. Instead, I'm just going to put it upright and then pour it. And it's not going to do any mixing while it's upright, so that's why we put it back to its mixing angle. Looks like you might need to add more water. And in general, it's pretty easy to maneuver. Put it like this right now, just with one hand. So, looks like it's working pretty well. I'm going to put it at the third position. Wow. It's based on the consistency of it. I mean, it's better that it's liquidy, but we don't want any dry particles to still be left. I think right now, like, it's being crunchy. Like, it's kind of good. Wow. So, according to the instructions, you want to give it about 1.5 to 2 minutes to mix. It's already been 2 minutes, so I'll just turn it off right now. And as for the concrete itself, the internet says you should add 1.5 gallons of water. The bag says you should add 2.5 quarts of water. So obviously the bag is wrong. But that's why whenever you mix concrete, you should do it based off of the consistency and not based off of like an arbitrary amount. That's the easiest thing to control for. But take a look at that. Very nice. Okay, so now we're gonna pour it. One of the biggest complaints about this product is that it's a bit too low to pour into a wheelbarrow. You know, even like a small wheelbarrow like that is just a bit too high at the top for the concrete to be poured into it. So we have a Home Depot 5-gallon bucket here that we're going to try to pour it into. We're going to try to tilt it just so you can get a sense of what it feels like. And if not, we just have a tray, a concrete tray that we've used for many years. So that's old reliable, but let's try this one. And actually, I think when you're pouring it, you should turn the machine on so it's easier to pour. So as you can see, when you have the machine on, there's a bit more splatter. So that's why it might be nice to reposition it. Because most of the splatter is going to be on the right side, because that's where the direction it's going. Or you can try to tilt the bucket, which at that point is going to get heavier. Or just switch to a tray, which would be much easier. Okay. Let me show you what it looks like on the tray. Yeah, you see some of that splatter down there. simple. If you do want to try pouring into a wheelbarrow, some people have recommended just raising the platform that this sits on. You know, you can get cinder blocks and put that on top of it. Yeah, you can do that. You know, it's kind of self-explanatory. You just raise this up if you want it to pour higher. So yeah, that would work. But as you can see, it has a pretty consistent consistency across the entire mix of concrete. So no complaints there. And if we look inside the drum itself, looks like it consumed most of the particles. So it was all evenly mixed. And that's really much all I can say about it. It's a concrete mixer. It mixes concrete and it does it well. Okay, so we're going to clean up immediately after so that we can keep this as long as possible. They say in the instructions, the slightest trace of material left in the drum will harden and accumulate more each time you use it until the machine no longer will operate. And if you have any dry cement, you should scrape it out of the drum. Our concern right now is if we hose it down, will the motor be affected? It says the IP44D protection class construction of the concrete mixer enables you to hose down the drum assembly safely. So the drum should be okay. And then they say, do not pour or spray water directly over the motor cover, especially the openings in it. And I don't feel like taking off the motor cover because you have to, there's like 3 bolts. So instead, I would recommend that you get like a blanket or something to cover it, or like a plastic bag. In our case, we test our products by how well they last outside. So I have no issue with just spraying it down and hoping that the water splatter doesn't get it. I mean, there's no opening for it to get into. So, I mean, not doing it the manufacturer intended way, but I'm doing it hopefully a common sense way. Hopefully. I could be proven wrong. Okay, so I'm just getting the outside. What if I turn it on right now? I'm gonna turn it on. Yeah, I'm so efficient. I hope this doesn't go into my face. And then I'm gonna dump this. Oh, I guess I can just turn this on while I'm dumping it. And there we have it. So that's our first impression of the YardMax 1.6 cubic foot concrete mixer. Like I said, it's hard to have any complaints about this besides it being short and it not pouring into like a wheelbarrow. But you know, it's just the motor turning some blades, so it mixes concrete. I mean, I could do a test on like how well it mixes mortar. But I'm sure it gets the same results since concrete is a bit more thicker. So yeah, that's all. Pretty good impression. Look forward to any future videos I might do using this, and also check out my videos on rebuilding the fence. And if you want to buy this, you can buy it at Home Depot. We bought it at Home Depot, or you can buy it on Amazon. And I'll link, and I'll put a link to it in the description down below. So, in terms of efficiency, compared to manually mixing the concrete. So for this job, my dad's actually the one mixing the concrete. So far he's mixed 10 bags. We have 49 more to go. And Each bag takes them about 5 minutes to mix manually. With this machine, you can bring the concrete, pour the concrete, mix it, pour it, and even clean the machine, all in less than 5 minutes. So, depending on how much you want to automate the job, or take it easy on your body, this could be an investment for you. In my case, I have mixed feelings about using a machine because, you know, if I exercise, I get strong, right? So I should get that experience of mixing it. And I actually, when I was building a retaining wall over there, I did mix the concrete myself, so I do know how it feels. But at the same time, it is important to keep your body healthy, especially when you're doing long jobs like this that require your muscles like all the time. So, to each your own, and I believe that's all for this video. I'm Aiman, and I don't know where my mom went, but she was watching us. Oh, that's my mom. And thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and look at the videos on EyeOnAiman, especially the videos on this YardMax. I did the unboxing and assembly of it, so go check that out. And the fence rebuilding. And I will see you there. But for now, I'm Aiman, and signing out. Peace. Where?
Near the river too, there is coming this way.